Hi guys, welcome to Roving Through Books, and today we will be reviewing The Secret Lives of Baba Shegi's Wives by Lola Shoneyin. Let's get into it. Yes, I think this is one of the most feminist piece of Nigerian literature, not just because of it shows the way women are oppressed. It is because it shows that despite the fact that these women are oppressed, they find solutions around it. And I know it is an unconventional solution, but a solution is a solution, right? Yes, so that's what they do. And in doing this, they are able to secure a hold for themselves in their husband's house. Now, we know in Africa, especially in Nigeria, the husband's house is the peak of women's career, like traditionally, like that's where everybody sees every woman ending up. No matter how many degrees you have, no matter how many cars, how many houses, if you do not have a husband as a woman, the general perspective is that you are not fully a woman. So we see these women that have made something of themselves, like Mama Shegi, but her main fear, is being kicked out of her husband's house because she has been unable to conceive, and so she decides to find a solution. And this solution, mm, she passes it down to the other women that her husband marries. So when he marries more women, he has more children, and he doesn't know that something is going on behind the scenes. He doesn't know that he is oblivious to everything that's happening. But that is the way it has been planned. Till he marries a new wife called Bolanle. Now the twist is Bolanle is educated, so she knows that if certain things are happening, it is because there are other certain things in the background happening. She knows. I think, especially because she's been pregnant before and she's wondering. So she decides to go for a test to see, okay, did something happen to her in the past that can make her unable to conceive? And then she finds out nothing. There is no single problem wrong with her. And the doctor advises her to bring her husband. Now she's a bit skeptical because this man already has a host of children. There are so many children from each of the three wives, they have children. So, what will she tell him? Now we move to the next part of the book that has to deal with shame and blame. The blame of infertility in Nigeria and world over is generally put on the woman. I still don't understand why or how this came to be, but I remember reading Homegoing a while back, and there was a part where it was mentioned that if there's no pregnancy in a family, we look to the woman. And I'm wondering, why are you looking to the woman? Like, there are two people involved. There are two people. So it has to be either of the two. You cannot say it is this person. And the truth is, men are also infertile. As much as it is a hard pill to swallow for so many people, yes, it is a fact. And this is one of the issues that she discusses here. So, because society has blamed women for infertility, it doesn't cross this man's mind that he could be the one. It doesn't cross his mind at all. Like, he makes, in fact, in his mind, he's up meta and three men in one. That kind of vibe. That's the way Baba Shegi thinks he is. And this just leads to a larger catastrophe eventually. I think another thing I would discuss is economic independence. It is very important for every woman to have economic independence. In fact, a prerequisite for marriage, in my opinion, for every woman is economic independence. You should be able to cater for yourself, and when you have children, you should be able to cater for the children you have by the time you start having children. So this is one of the things that the book covers, because we see Mama Shegi, she is a very industrious woman, and also because of that, she is economically independent. It is very important for a woman to be economically independent because this helps her to make certain decisions, and she's able to do that because the financial independence serves as a form of backbone to her, and which takes us to the next theme: education. The only reason why Bolanle is very different from the other wives is because she is educated. And it makes me think that if these women were educated, they would have made a very, very different choice from what they did. They would have done something else. They would not have resorted to the means they resorted to, but because they did not have enough education, they resorted to that. And it's very sad. It's why every girl child should be educated. You need to know that this is how the world goes, this is how the world works. And we see in Balali, Balali makes very informed decisions, which brings me to my next point, partnership. Excuse me. So the thing with partnership is that I think marriage is a partnership, and because it is a partnership, what happens is that according to law, certain information should not be withheld from the other partner. So, for example, if a person knows they are infertile, or the person knows they have bouts of insanity, or they have epileptic attacks, it should not be withheld from their partner. When that information is withheld from their partner, it can lead to avoidable marriage. Now, by avoidable marriage, I mean it is not very solid, so it is not even a marriage. Do you get? So, but they can legalize the marriage and make it valid, or they can just say, "To, since it is not on a solid ground, we can just annul it." And that's one of the things that is very important to know. So, yeah, in this story, although the partner that was supposed to do the informing did not have the information, but this is why it is important for people that want to get married to go for test. They should ensure that both of them go. It's one of the reasons why I actually like church weddings. In church weddings, they have to the couples have to go for marriage counseling, and then they have to go for tests. Now there are so many tests to go for. There's the HIV test, there's the genital test, and there's the resource factor test. I recently learned how the resource factor test is very important, because when a woman's resource factor is not compatible with her husband's resource factor, what happens is that when she gets pregnant, that her own antibodies fight against the child's antibodies. Now the common thing is that for first children, the body is not aware that the child in the woman's stomach is foreign. So usually according to reports and statistics, that one passes. But for subsequent children, the body is now aware. The body knows that, oh, this is a foreign object, this is an anti something that's anti to my territory, and so they fight the baby. So usually there's a lot of miscarriage. There are treatments to undergo, but usually it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Right, so that's why it's important to go for these tests. There are many tests, there are many. I just mentioned a few. When you go to a certified doctor, they'll walk you through the process. I am not one, I'm just so yes, I think the greatest thing of this book is the conclusion in page 238 or 28. Yeah, 238. So Abashagi says to his son, "Before you go, child, I have some words for you. When the time comes for you to marry, take one wife and one alone. And when she causes you pain, as all women do, remember it is better that your pain comes from one source alone. Listen to your wife's words. Listen to the words she doesn't speak, so that you will be prepared. A man must always be prepared." And that's all for my review on. No, that's not all. Gosh, I have to cut this part. Now, the writing style in this book is highly conversational in the sense that it makes use of dialogue. So, with the dialogue, we're able to follow the story, and it makes it more interesting, makes us more involved in the story. I think it is not a drama, right? But it has been acted as a play on many stages, because the dialogue is what really carries the story, and that's what makes the book an exceptional one. So I highly recommend Secret Lives of Shegi's Wife to everybody. Read it, have fun, enjoy it, talk about it. Bye guys, see you in my next video.